How does a guy nicely ask for what? Amazing. We all love walks in the beach. Great.
Oh my God, they have to put in effort.
Yo, B, when I come back to my gaff.
Hello guys, hello and welcome to another video. So in today's video, as you can see by the title, by this setup again, we are filming another asking questions. So in today's video, I'm gonna be asking my girlfriends questions that you are afraid to ask them. So I got the guys from my previous video, which I did not long ago, to ask me questions, to ask the girls, and that's what I did. So if you want to know what questions I asked them and what is the answers, then just keep watching.
I am going to be asking you questions that the boys have sent me, and then you need to answer them as honest and truthful as you can. As I said before, like, this is a safe space, safe place. If you don't feel comfortable answering any questions, then that's like completely fine. You don't need to answer. So if you could introduce yourself a little bit so people know who you are, what's your age, what do you do?
Hi, I'm Georgia. I'm 19. Director. I like long walks on the beach with the lads.
Really? Are you just settling first? Okay, great.
Hi, I'm also Georgia. I'm studying film at uni at the moment. Long walks on the beach are pretty great also.
Hi, I'm Gemma. I'm 24. I work in a pub in a small village.
Hi, I'm Beth. I'm 21 and I work at a local cinema, which of course is closed at the moment, but I can't wait to get back. And I'm a special effects makeup artist.
I'm Tia. I'm 24 years old. I'm a technical support manager and I'm an aspiring actress and I'm half Persian and I also like long walks on the beach.
Are you girls ready for the questions?
Oh,
I
yes.
don't know,
Yeah.
maybe.
Okay, so first question is, why do girls put stickers on their face? Georgia,
Oh my
would
gosh.
you mind?
Well. Here we go. So much anticipation for this question. Well, so basically, the little stars, which I have a little demonstration. Here you go, little box. They got little stars in them. There you go. They're basically for acne, and they're like tiny dressings, like that you would, if you had a really bad cut and you went to the doctor and they put it on, it's like the same but really small, so it just makes things feel better and they look cute, which is nicer than having spots.
What have you got against socks staying on during sex?
Oh my God.
Right in there.
Who does, right, one, who the hell is sleeping in socks because you're a criminal anyway, let alone keeping them on during sex? Why are you doing that? Just take them off. They're not necessary. They're not like, they're not adding anything.
I think it depends on how quickly you're having, like, as in, if you just
How quickly.
if you just came in, like, you just came in from nightclub, you're in dressing and stuff like that, I think fair enough. Like, it's the last thing you're gonna take off, right? So you just forget about it. But if it is like you are sleeping in bed, wake up, you know what, I'm pretty horny, take them off. Why you got them in the first place? Like,
Why? That's more of a question for the guys. Why do you wear them?
Okay, part two coming. How should a guy ask a girl out for it not to be weird or creepy?
That is a good question.
I think actually be sincere. Don't just walk up and say, nice tits, want to go for a drink.
and that's
Who's
how
been
that's
asking
how I
you
met
out,
your
Gemma?
I said, I work in a bar. Shit like that gets said.
This is true. No, I mean, she's right. Like, it does have to be, like, it has to come from a place of sincerity. You can't hope for the best by chucking some, what you think might be a compliment when actually you're just pointing out a feature that you don't need to. Just be nice, just say, hey, can I get you a drink? Fancy going out sometime.
If they say no, don't keep asking. Like, they mean that.
Yes. It's the worst when you're like, no, thank you, it's
Don't be a
fine. They go,
badger.
no, please. And you're just like,
No.
take the
It just puts us off more.
like after the 10th time, we're not going to change our mind. So just
No, if anything, we are definitely settling with the first answer by that point.
Do you believe that there are double standards in society that benefit women over men?
Yeah, 100%.
Sometimes there is, yeah.
I mean,
I would say there is.
just like clothes, for example.
What do you mean?
So like girls can wear like lads' clothes, but if a lad would suddenly wear like a dress, apparently it's all like, oh,
A big thing, yeah.
it's a bit like, but it's clothes at the end of the day. They're fucking clothes.
Yeah, definitely.
Just wear what
yeah.
you want. Just be
Can I-
happy. That's all we
Can
want.
I swear on this? Is that all right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, it's fucking clothes, man.
I love that. She just needed
All
to
that
chuck that in there. It was
anticipation for.
necessary.
Maybe in terms of like also things like receiving help for mental health and things like that, whether that be friends and family or medically.
This is what I was talking about yesterday with my family with mental health. It's men have much more of a bigger suicide rate than women because men are just told to man up.
Yeah.
They shouldn't be told. They should not be told to man up. If you want to cry, cry. Let it out. It's so bad that men feel like they have to bottle everything up.
Yeah. And it's
And then
actually
they
far more
result in
attractive
ending
if they
it.
can open up to you. It's far more like appealing to us
It
as
is.
females if you've got a sensitive side, because as females, okay, yes, we're not all really sensitive, but we do have that side of us. It's just natural, it's instinctive, it's just what we're like. If a guy can show that side as well, it's actually more attractive than if they're trying to hide it.
Kind of makes us feel more comfortable with them as well, because it means if they can let their guard down, we can. So it annoys them when they ask us what's wrong, we just go, oh, I'm fine, when obviously we're not. Whereas it does work. If you open up to us, we're more likely to open up to you, and it is just healthier for everyone.
Yeah, being open and honest is the best thing. Don't bottle it up, because if they're going to sit there and bottle it up, I don't know, it'll ruin the relationship anyway, for starters, because they're going to get all like moody, angry, because they don't want to.
It's communication, isn't it? Like, it's literally the key thing to communication. If you can't open up to me, then how do you expect me to open up to you? And then at one point or another, you're just going to get to a point where you're not even talking to each other. So what's the point?
Just be open and honest, lads. And it's normally brought like down in generations as well in their family, where they're being told like, men don't cry. If you cry, you're a wuss. Like, don't cry, men don't cry. And what it turns into is if men can't cry, they turn it into anger. And they turn anger towards you because you're sitting there crying, opening up, being so emotional as women are.
Yeah.
And then they're like, they can't stand to see emotion because they've been taught that emotion is not great. Emotion means you're weak. Emotion means you're sad.
And then when they do like lash out and they react because of anger or frustration, they don't realise that that's then making us want to shut down. So then it goes back to that idea that if you open up with us, then we'll open up with you. And it's just that, it's a cycle. And at the end of the day, if it's a healthy cycle to start with, you'll be fine. But as soon as you start shutting down and saying, actually, you're the problem, you need to grow up and get over it, then we're just going to walk away, because if we don't feel safe and secure enough to talk to you and be honest with you, then we don't want to know you.
Why do you like bad boys?
Why do we not?
What was that? I missed that. So I think it's just the element of surprise. You never know what you're going to get. You never know if you're coming or going. It's like exciting. There's also a lot of heartache, which for some reason women love.
And this is the thing, we can't even deny it because it's just true. Like, I think the bad boy persona, this attraction to bad boys, comes from a lot of fiction rather than reality.
What's had movies.
If you told me you've never had an attraction to a character before, you're lying. But also a bad boy character is just very appealing. He gives you this adrenaline rush. You know, it makes you feel like you're living on the edge. You're taking a risk. It doesn't mean you're going to get good things out of it. Usually it means heartbreak and never ends well. But the initial rush that you get from it is like, oh yeah, I like this. Like, he's making me feel rebellious kind of thing. It makes you feel powerful. And as women, there's a lot out there that makes us feel powerful. So to have that is like, oh yeah, this makes me feel strong. This makes me feel like sexy. And, you know, and as a woman, we want to feel like that. So I reckon that's more where it comes from, rather than actually guys in reality, because guys in reality are just jerks.
Exactly. They also give like a confidence boot, like, don't know, they're being bad, you act the same, they're like, damn, that's my girl. Like, don't know, have you watched the After series on Netflix?
My God.
Garden Scott.
No. The books are good. The series, like, he's a fucking child. He is a child.
I watched the first film and I was like,
but
no.
he's gorgeous. He is
No,
gorgeous.
he's not. Like,
he is.
No. No.
No,
That's a
my
whole other
ultimate
debate.
bad
That is
boy
a
is-
whole other debate.
Yeah, that's for another video. Okay, moving on. What is it?
Before it gets out of hand, move on.
Exactly. What is a fuck boy for you?
Oh my god.
Oh,
Where do I
bad
start?
partly someone who like talks to loads and loads of girls and doesn't really care about, you know, whether the other girls know that they're doing that.
I was gonna say, like, for me, is a guy that actually like leads you on, and then he knows he's doing it, and like he will give you reasons to care about him. So
Mhm.
you are invested in him. But as soon as you're invested in him, he will either disappear or like disappear and then come back, and then like on and off, on and off.
Yeah, I was gonna
Based on
literally say the same kind of thing, to be fair. But also like a guy who not only makes you feel good, but once he's got you in a place where he thinks you trust him, he'll flip it on you. So everything becomes your fault. Everything is, you've done this wrong, you've done that wrong. And he'll make you feel guilty. But then because he's already got you on his side, as it were, you feel guilty because you feel like you've upset him. So then you feel like you're in the wrong. So not only is he accusing you, but he's actually making you feel internally like you're letting him down. So then you feel like you're the one that has to apologize all the time. You're the one that has to put in all the effort all the time. A guy who makes you put the effort in 24/7, and it's like a 90-10, you know, ratio or whatever.
Yeah, and then he will just give you like little things, so you feel that he's actually giving you a lot.
But actually he's not.
Exactly.
Yeah, they manipulate you as well.
They do. And I find that in person, because I've been with people like that, and I've, you know, dated people like that, I found that when you're then in person with them, they're not as affectionate. They're not like the touchy-feely type. They're very standoffish. They just don't give you that like interaction that you would expect from a guy if you're talking to them or if you're dating them or whatever.
I think we've all been there. And so, you know, it's a shit, because like the worst thing is, like, at least in my case, the 2 fuck boys I've been with is the best sex I've ever had.
It's frustrating, isn't it?
They
What?
plenty of practice, probably.
I know.
Yeah, that's the other frustrating thing. Sorry, I was just going to quickly say they're also so easy to fall for. That's the problem.
God, yeah.
Because they're the nicest guys to start with, and so they're really attractive and they're really easy to be like, oh yeah, I like him, and then you automatically like fall straight into it
without skill using it being a considering factor. How much does a guy's size matter?
I mean, I like to be able to feel what's going on.
Yeah.
Medium to big is the better range, unless you have like, disorder, then I won't judge. But
like I said, it matters if it, you know, if you can tell what's going on. Other than that, like I don't think it matters. I think it's also a case of being deceiving, because once stuff starts happening, it tends to get bigger anyway. So it's like, you know, for any guy that's watching, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Basically.
too big or too small.
Just don't lie about it.
Yeah, don't lie about it.
Don't lie about it.
Don't talk about it either. Just we'll see when we get there. Why do girls always go to the bathroom in pairs?
Basic.
Usually if we're walking in a nightclub on our own, someone will hit on us and will make us feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It's like a safety thing.
It is a safety thing, 100%. With everything that's going on in the world and stuff, we're just there for each other, I think. And especially in clubs, you get grabbed left, right, and centre. Everyone's drunk. They don't know what they're doing. I would hate to be on my own in a nightclub.
And also, it's not just that, but have you seen what girls wear to nightclubs? Sometimes they need help doing you know, they've created tops where they button up now in awkward places, and sometimes when you're half off your face, you can't do that by yourself.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know?
There's not much noise, and then it's like a safe place. And also, like, girls' bathroom energy, you can make friends there.
Oh yeah.
I think I've walked out of a bathroom making about 20 friends. I don't even know their names, but I love them. Like, shout out to the girls that I've met in the bathrooms at clubs, because that energy that night.
Yeah.
So good.
The best thing is, like, obviously when you are in, like, obviously it's not good that the girl's crying, but when one lass is crying and everyone in that toilet is suddenly all her best friend, telling her how amazing she is and how gorgeous she is.
Why do girls complain about solvable problems they don't actually want solutions to?
Sometimes it's not about having an answer. We don't want an answer. We just literally want to sit there and talk to you. And sometimes actually when you come up with all the answers and you're suggesting this and that, it's actually more frustrating for us than it is helpful, because you're just throwing all these ideas at us and we're not in a position where we want to accept that help yet. We might do, but we're not in that position right now. When we're in vent mode, don't make suggestions, just listen.
Like, ask
If it is, you're actually just going to piss us off.
I think just like ask beforehand, like if you like ask, like, do you want a solution or do you just want to vent? And then we can just
I think half the time we know our own solutions as well. We just want either someone else's opinion, but we don't want their opinion, or we just want to then cry, get it all out, let us have our moment where we're blaming the other person for the issue, and just for like 5 minutes of us feeling like we're feeling sorry for ourselves, because we'll get over it. And then you can give us a solution, because we'll be more acceptable to listen. When we're in the middle of it, no, just go.
How true is the idea that women put so much effort into how they look to impress up other women that rather than to impress guys?
100%. I think I would feel a whole lot better about myself if one girl said I looked good than if 10 guys said I looked fit.
100%.
100%.
Like, some girls put makeup on, some girls are not keen on makeup. They might be more interested in what they wear, or they might not care at all. It's not about impressing other people. We do it for ourselves. We don't do it for you. Okay, out on a date or whatever, we might put the extra bit of makeup on and do our hair and wear a nice outfit, but that's only to emphasize what we already have.
It's what makes yourself feel confident, isn't it? You know.
It makes you it makes you feel good. You're not trying to do it to make the other person like you more, because if they don't like you for who you are, then that's their problem, not yours. Especially like if we go out clubbing or whatever, there's always this stigma around dressing up for attracting guys when you go to a club. That's not what we're doing at all. We're dressing up because it makes us feel good, because we're going out with a bunch of other girls and we just want to feel a bit more girly and a bit more, you know, dressed up, and we're treating ourselves, because most of the time we're at work or we're just chilling in like tracksuits or pajamas. Like, I am one of those people where I'm quite happy to stay in my pajamas all day. So when we have an excuse to dress up, we take it.
It's so much nicer getting a compliment from a girl than it is from a bloke, because most of the time they're just like, you're pretty. But when a girl says it, they're like, oh my God, you look amazing. Like, and they actually mean it, and it's just so nice.
Exactly.
And they mean it because they know how much effort goes behind it. And I think that's the reason, like, they appreciate your effort and they are just saying it to you. And I'm like, okay, thank you. And this is like a two-part question. So, like, the first one is, do you expect guys to make the first move?
No.
Not all the time.
Not all the time, no.
The second part of the question, why do girls make it so hard for guys to make the first move?
What?
Do we?
I think
I don't think we do. I think we leave it very open.
If we want you to make the first move, we let you know. Like, guys, when they see a girl, they'll keep looking over, they'll whisper or they'll point out to the mates and things like that. Girls do a similar thing.
Pay attention.
Sort of look at our friends and whisper and keep looking at you. We make it obvious if we want you to approach us.
Think about the world that we live in right now, as in online dating and like talking, because now we can't just see people and approach them on the street.
Talking from experience, I met my current boyfriend online, so we didn't have the option of meeting each other and socializing that way. So we just started chatting, but the way I then moved it forward, or even he might have moved it forward, was that kisses on the end of messages are always a good indication. If I'm adding 3 or more kisses, it's a pretty good indication.
I don't use kisses, and I can still. I don't know. I don't use kisses at all. But
I don't know what you're doing.
I think the text change as well. They get a bit more flirtier, and then it goes a bit more flirtier, and then it gets a bit more flirtier. Then it gets to the end game. You're like, right, we like each other. What we can do about it now?
I don't use emojis as such. I use like winky face, but like obviously like semicolon and then bracket. That, like, I do that to get flirty. Sometimes I use emojis, but like, I don't know. It's just like, I find kisses pointless because it's just like an X.
Or if Inkley decides to wink at you, she likes you.
What is something men do which you find infuriating? You don't have that much time.
What is one thing, or what is anything?
What is something? But I would say like anything they do. Recently, my love for men is not
something
there.
would imply one thing. I'm thinking there's many things.
There is many things.
One thing that I absolutely hate is when guys are like say if we've done something, say we've like cried or done something, I don't know, something different to them, they'll suddenly blame it on like our time of the month or something like that.
Oh my god,
That's so annoying.
Don't get me started on that.
Yeah,
I really, really dislike what men do. And I know it's only banter and stuff, but it gets to a point that when they keep doing it, it's just like, shut up. When they think they're like, yeah, I'm top boss.
Yeah.
And it could be just banter, but when they keep doing it, it's just like, it just annoys me sometimes. I'll just pay it off. I would just pay it off and be like, well, I'm better than you anyway. Like I'll give banter back. Like, don't get me wrong, but it's when they keep doing it. Like, doing it once or twice is funny. We can joke about it. But when you keep doing it, guys, all right, we get you. We get you're good looking. You don't need to keep telling us you're good looking.
No, but added onto that is when they're constantly like, oh yeah, I've got money and stuff like that. Oh,
Money, I've got a nice car. Do you want to get in my outing? No.
Okay,
Look at this
cool.
Oh my god.
What about it?
Guys that drive around in sports cars really rattles my cage. Now, it's not because they have a sports car, it's the way they behave with the sports car.
Yeah.
If you have a sports car, cool, good for you. But stop driving it around my house and revving it. It's not cool. It's not attractive. Yes, this has happened. Stop it.
And
Men
also
in
like
sports cars.
and when they're being too pushy, when you've said no, like if I say no to you is no. And that's it. Exactly. It's not like maybe, it's like it's not, let's talk about it and then we'll see.
No,
if it's
it's no.
Exactly, it's no. If it's a let's talk about it, then we'll see. I will tell you let's talk about it, and then we'll see. If I told you no,
we're
it's
not
no.
coming on the back of that is when they get angry with you for saying no.
Or I'll think about it. They get angry with that one as well. I'll think about it. Let's talk about it later. They don't like that either because you're making them wait. You're making them work for it. Oh my god, they have to put in effort.
There was an interview I was watching the other day, and it was Elizabeth Olsen, and she was saying that something she got taught from a young age was no is a full sentence.
Yeah.
It is.
That's it. And I think sometimes some men that are pushy need to understand that.
Yeah, and so
We don't owe you an explanation.
A lot. Like some men just don't respect that.
There's a lot of great men that will respect it and go, do you know what? That's absolutely fine. You said no, we'll talk about it when you want to talk about it. And then you get the idiots that are like, no, what do you mean no? And they start they'll put themselves on you more, and you're like, no, I said no. But,
yeah, exactly. And I think we also like sometimes, because they're too pushy, we feel, I'm speaking for myself and the people that I know, like sometimes we feel that we need to explain ourselves. And no, you don't have to give an explanation. I said no, and that's it, and deal with it, bitch.
Like guys who like you're walking down the street and then they're like driving and there's no one else around, and then they like slow down and like drive looking next to you while you're walking, and you're like, why? Like, what do you think you're going to gain from that? What is the objective there? Like, it's so uncomfortable.
I've had it where they've actually stopped in the middle of the road to ask my number, and I've said no. And then I've walked the other way to go to the bus stop. He's gone round the block, Jesus. Come to the bus stop and was like, where are you going? I'll give you a lift. Like, fuck, am I going to get in a stranger's car and go, yeah, can you just take me to the doctor's or to the supermarket and wait for me and then drop me home? No, but I was so lucky because he wasn't stopping. He wouldn't, like, he was in the road. And he was going, no, come on, get in. And then all of a sudden, my dad's mate had seen what happened and stopped the car, got out, screamed, and I got in their car. And I was like, like,
brilliant.
I just don't get it. Like, I hate walking on my own because a few times it'll be one bloke on his own. He will stop randomly in the road and go, where are you going? And then I feel like I can't go the same way. And it happened when I was on the phone to my ex a couple of years ago. I walked back on my own from the shop and I was on the phone to him luckily, and some bloke was, as I was walking, was like in line with me, shouting stuff out the window. So I was ignoring him, and then he pulled over and stopped the car. So I just run. I was like, run, Forrest, run. Like, I literally just run home all the way, and I was so out of breath. But it's just frightening. Like, they could have done anything.
You're not cool. You're not the bee's knees. You're not attractive. bugger off.
Yeah, I don't see the point. Like, what do you think you're gonna get? Do you actually think that that girl is just gonna stop, look at you, and say, "Hey, yeah, let's go in your car"?
That girl has
What
got to
the
be very
fuck?
desperate to do that, and that's coming from girls. And I think these guys would agree. That's a desperate girl right there.
On top of that, next question is, why are girls so savage? Because we fucking need to.
Savage. We're not. Well, no, we are savage. We're
We
protecting
are.
ourselves.
We're
It's-
savage. Sometimes I hate being savage. I don't know why. Maybe it's just because I hate upsetting people, but it has to be said. Like, because if I've learned from a long time, if we're not savage, people will run over you like you're nothing. And that's with women as well. A lot of the time, women and men will walk all over you if you're not savage enough. I've
Yeah.
had it where I let my best mate walk all over me, and it wasn't good at all. I was just a quiet little mouse that would do everything and anything anyone said because I wanted to make everyone be my friend. Didn't say how I felt, and then I got bullied for it. And now I think, do you know what? I'm just going to speak how I feel. If you don't like it, you don't like it. You don't have to like me. I'm not here to be liked by everyone. I've got my group of friends. I've got the people that love me. I love everyone until they prove to me that they're not worth my time anymore. But we have to stick up for ourselves. And that's why we're savage. Because if we ain't going to stick up for ourselves, not many people will.
Yeah.
Often we'll try the nice approach, and the nice approach doesn't work. We can try and be polite, but we know you're not going to listen. So we'll try because that's just being decent. But if whatever we're trying to say to you is not coming across, then one way or another, we are just going to snap and be like, right, we've had enough. That's it.
It does come back to that sort of pushiness sometimes. If you say no to a guy and say, "Oh, do you want a drink?" "No, thank you." And he keeps asking, it'll get to the point of, "Will you fuck off and leave me alone?"
Yeah.
At that point, you get labelled as a savage.
I was in a club once, and this guy wouldn't stop like groping me and shit, and I just literally turned around and just said, "Fuck off, mate." He'd taken the piss, and pushed him, and then all of a sudden I'm a bitch.
But that's the thing. That's not your
Getting
problem. That's his problem because he obviously can't take no for an answer, and then he's pushed you to the point of saying, "Fuck off, leave me alone."
Sometimes they think they're entitled as well. Like,
oh my God.
Girls and boys, like, they'll ask you to do something or they'll ask for a drink in an instance. You say no, and they just think, who the fuck do you think you are saying no to me? Like, do you know, like, they got that mentality. You might not say it out loud, but in their mind, they'll think, this bitch ain't saying no to me. They get persistent. They get nasty as well. They get very nasty.
Hello.
Hiya.
Abby.
I'm Abby. I'm 19. I'm a film and drama student. I do acting and that. Yeah, that's really me.
How does a guy nicely ask for what? How does a guy nicely ask for hookups or sex or like that sort of thing?
Yo, B, when I come back to my gaff. I'm joking. I do not ever do that.
You'll be,
Don't ever do that. Do not do that.
Why do girls always need a rebound after a relationship?
We don't. I'm going to say that right now.
Men do, maybe.
We don't. Let's move on. Is it okay to wake a partner up early in the morning for sex?
No, it's not. It's unacceptable. I am not a morning person. I don't
wake me up early.
I don't care what it's for. You're not waking me up early in the morning. You can sod off.
If, like, this sounds really bad, but, like, say you've had a little bit of a, naughty dream, and then they come on to you in the morning and you're, like, half waking up, and then you do it's fine. Don't physically wake me up, mate, because I ain't putting in effort. You can do it all.
And also, if you are half asleep, please still give consent.
That's what I was gonna say.
Or
like,
not. It still requires consent. You still have to say yes.
No.
Yeah, I think this is something that people need to talk about it beforehand. As in, like, listen, for me, like, if we're waking up, blah blah, it's okay for you to wake me up and like like do stuff like whatever. But like some people don't actually like it and don't go for it. So it's like it's completely fine. I think like those are things that you need to talk about beforehand.
I mean, I'm 100% a night owl. I will never be awake in the morning. Today is an example.
Abby was gone.
Abby was supposed to be here at 11.
Else being like, where are you? So not in the morning. Like, don't wake me up in the morning. I'm awake.
Some people just aren't morning people, so don't do it. I'm telling you now, you will end up pissing us off for the rest of the day. I don't care what it's for. Don't wake me up.
If it's okay once, doesn't mean it's necessarily okay every single time. Like, don't assume that like that's a precedent now.
Do you nice guys always get rejected because they are worse at sex than fuckboys?
Oh no!
No.
What?
No.
Who's telling men that? What is wrong with people?
I
I
don't
think
know.
with like nice guys, half the time the only reason they get rejected is because they're actually not as nice as they think.
Yeah.
They put the persona of being a nice guy and then they turn into
Yeah,
absolute dick.
they're usually the fuck boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
because we're like, actually, you're so nice that I'm not
Concerned.
convinced it's real.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
it's just they
probably
put
why
on the
you-
nice persona, so now you owe me something, and it's like that's
But
not
You
how it
can
works.
tell
That
when
does not make you a
someone's
nice guy.
I think
Mm.
genuinely nice guys get rejected because
They might be
because
too shy. Yeah, like
because
they might be too
they're
shy.
yeah, like I would say that's more the girl's problem than your problem. That's
Yeah.
if you're a quiet guy, you're a quiet guy. Like fine, whatever. But it shouldn't be a reason for a girl not to like you, and that's down to the girl at the end of the day. That's not your fault.
Yeah, that's not
And I don't know who's telling you that, but they're feeding you the wrong information.
It might sound bad. It's not bad, but like I get very awkward under compliments and things like people genuinely being nice to me.
Yeah.
Sometimes it really puts me off. Not puts me off, but it kind of I'm just
You just
gonna
don't know how to
put
react
clothes
to
up my
it.
walls and I'm like, I won't speak to you now for a while because it really like puts me in a weird mood. And I know that sounds horrible, but that's just like from
It's
past
not,
issues
like-
and stuff. But that's a nice person being nice to me, and sometimes it's
Yeah.
just a bit overwhelming to me.
I think it's our own insecurities as well.
Basically, if you're like offering to do something for me and helping, and then I find that a bit uncomfortable and I go, oh no, I'm fine, just then go, okay, no, that's fine. But when someone's really nice and carries on, that is like, oh, leave me alone a bit. But it's not, that's just me being horrible. I'm going
It's not-
straight off
You're
the
not
track.
being horrible.
No, but that's the thing. It's not like it's nothing against
It's not
guys.
nice guys finish last.
We
it's
just no. It's more the fact that we've got insecurities and we've got things that have happened that have made us think, okay, is that genuine? I need to take 5 minutes to try and accept it because we're not used to it. It's not because we don't want it. We just need to know how to react.
because we're used
Like-
to fuckboys who pretend that they're nice and then throw it back in your face.
Yes.
So when a genuine nice person comes along,
Do you know
have
what?
to
It's
kind
like
of
she's
put
been
your
here the
walls up
whole
and guard
time.
yourself.
Because it's exactly what I said earlier.
Can girls real sense each other on their periods, or is that just a rumor?
No,
We
we
don't
actually
see.
True.
yeah.
Can
It's
think.
true.
Don't know how it works.
We just spend enough time around each other, which is
Yeah, exactly. Like if we spend time around with someone for a long time, we will sync our periods. Like our periods will sync up.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like pheromones or something that are
Yeah.
going off. I don't.
If you want to know the science, YouTube it.
And
Google it. I don't care. We don't have the answers, which is
I haven't got a clue.
Do girls get hair stuck in their arse in the shower?
Do we know?
I knew this question was coming up.
Yeah,
No,
that's the
we
good bit
do.
when you pull it out. That's the good shit. That's like.
But
better
when you
than-
have
When you've long hair
this,
Yeah.
and
when
it just
you-
like when you're washing your hair, it's like
when you've got massive thick hair that is down to your ass crack, best be sure this gets stuck in between when it's wet. But I found a hack, ladies.
Oh god.
Flip your hair the other way, bend over and wash it downwards. Your hair don't go in your ass crack.
Is there a reason why you take hours to get ready for a night out?
I think again, it
takes
depends on the
time
girl.
to look this
Yeah.
fabulous.
Do you know
I
how
mean,
long
this took me like
took?
5 seconds because I literally just woke up and hopped on it because I'm stupid. So I can do it like this, but going for a night out, it's like fun just to take
It is.
time
The
and
group
actually
chat with
time.
the girls.
and you're chatting,
what
you've
we
got your
do.
music on, you're having some drinks. it's
You're having
really
some pre-drinks. You know, it's
That's what
a
causes the
process.
Mhm.
We
Like a
could get ready
ritual.
quick.
Like you get ready with your girls, you put your makeup on with your girls, you have pre-drinks with your girls. It's a whole thing. It just revs you up for the night, doesn't it? Like
Exactly.
Mhm.
And you've got to
That's
try not to
why-
get too drunk so you can finish getting ready. It takes a
yeah,
while.
it does.
And it'll be so much better in person when we can do it all together because then it's going to take longer. Just let
I'll
you
tell you
know.
what's really annoying for girls is when you spend all that time getting ready and then something happens and it affects how you look. And I'm coming
Yeah.
from experience because I went out, I spent hours getting ready, showering, getting ready with the girls, having a few drinks before we left, blah, blah, blah. And we got to the pub or whatever, and I'm stood outside. And at the time I used to smoke. So I was stood outside having a smoke. And I'm stood like under this little kind of doorway bit.
Oh no.
And I don't know if you can imagine what happened next. I was stood just underneath the edge.
Oh, did it water drip?
And it went right in my hair. No, worse than a water drip. It went right in the front of my hair. And I was like, yes, it did.
Oh,
and it
no.
went right in the front of my fringe. And I panicked because I was like, I've just spent so long getting ready. My hair is freshly washed. It's curled. If I get it wet, it's going to go flat. So I'm like, I don't know what to do. I pegged it into the bathroom, like doing this because I'm trying not to, like, I don't want anyone seeing that I've got bird shit in my hair. So then I ran into the bathroom and I had to just wash it with like hand soap and just try and get it out. It did come out and it was fine, but it was like mortifying.
What now?
Well, it was
I
just
don't
lucky
know.
that you weren't looking up. Like, if you get pooped on the shoulder or something, it's lucky that you weren't looking up.
Going back to the questions.
It is a process and we enjoy it. It's just the vibe. It's just the before. And then
It
you
is.
We need
get
to come
it
to,
out.
like, get ready with the girls and then they would understand.
Guys, got another meeting in 5 minutes, so I've got to head off. But
Okay, yeah, cool.
it's been lovely to join you and everything.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jen.
Bye. Okay, last question. Are you ready for this?
No.
This is gonna be
No.
this is just gonna be a really quick one, okay? Is there ever a good time to send a dick pic?
No.
No.
Don't send them. There's your
Don't.
answer.
It's just
We
like
have a-
attacking you out of the blue. I don't like it. I just open my phone. It's just like, oh.
Also, I don't get what they expect us to do with it. Like,
That's
what
a
do you
nice
want to
achievement.
frame it? I'll put it like downstairs, like for all the family to see. Like, what do you
Frame it up on your wall.
like,
Hey, you said you
what
wanted to
do you
get to know
want
my boyfriend. Well, you got to know him. No, we don't want it.
Can I just
Don't send
say
it.
one thing? If
What?
you're gonna send us a dick pic, best believe the girls are gonna see it. So I
Oh,
suggest
yeah.
you don't.
Yeah, all the girls
Yeah.
will see it.
Just
'Cause
don't
it's
do
just
it.
like a
And also,
be
we'll just
opening
give
your
it
phone and
like,
be like, oh shit, everyone look at
if
this.
anything, we're not going to sit there complimenting it. I promise you now, it will just give us an excuse to rip the crap out of it.
Yeah, and also like the
We've got no
difference
use for it.
that women put into their sexy pictures and the guys are just like
the little mushroom?
The aubergine, the eggplant.
Oh yeah, ours is a work of art. whereas,
Yeah,
like,
it
you
takes
see
time
that,
and
it's like,
preparation.
bro, come
Yeah.
on.
listen,
least,
if
like,
you
give it
send
a
me
brush or something,
yeah,
like.
if you send me out like an artistry picture of you, as in I'm not showing
Like a Greek
everything.
statue.
Exactly. I'm like more turned out by that than just seeing your dick.
Yeah.
Because it's like no effort. It's just
I
like
don't
snap
know what
and
they
go.
think we're using
Like,
it for. I don't know if they think it's like some kind of turn on to like for masturbation or like whatever, but it's not. Like, don't do it.
the thing is as well, we're
What
talking
to
about the
help us.
random people or the weird ones that just kind of slide in and
that's
just
it,
send
yeah.
them. Like, this is completely different. Like, we're not talking about like decent people. Decent people don't do
Yeah.
that.
Decent people don't do it, so we're not talking to them, are we?
I got my braces off. This is in secondary school. I'd got my braces off and I'd taken a picture and put on my Snapchat story saying, "Oh, I got my braces off." Like, and this guy popped up. I knew him. He was at my school. Just popped up and was like, "Oh, I like your braces. They like you without your braces. It looks nice." And then straight away afterwards was like a dick pic, and I was like, I don't need that whilst I'm brushing my teeth, do I? Like, leave me alone. I'll put you later on.
Like, I've had it where like guys will be talking to me and you think they're like these really like they're mates of mine or whatever, and then they'll like have a suggestive conversation with me, and then you're like, I don't know if you girls have had this, but like especially on Snapchat and stuff where you can send the picture, you don't know what it is till you open it, right?
Yeah.
And like I've had conversations where I'm like, I'm worried it's going that way, and then they'll send me a picture and I'm like, oh, I don't want to open it because like I don't know what it is. Like,
Yeah.
it's just a weird thing. I don't know who
Disgusting.
started this. I don't know who thought it was cool. It's just not.
Do they
So-
not have any like shame at all though? Because if I'd done that to someone and it got completely like like shut down, and then I've got to see them later on, I'd be like,
Yeah.
oh my god, don't look at me. I wouldn't want to leave the house because I'd
It's
be
the
like,
worst when they
you just
act like
know
they
what I
haven't
look
done
like right now.
anything.
So.
When they act like they haven't done anything and they go, "You alright? How are you?" And I'm thinking,
you're
I just saw your penis 2 seconds ago. Like, how can you act normal?
What a
after-
great
I'll
way
be
to
like,
end this video.
The best one.
I see them, I'm darting the other way. No way am I confronting that situation right now.
I just
All
can't
can
look
see
at
is-
guys the same way again after that. Like, I don't know how they expect you to have a conversation with them. Like,
Normally, it's just like
Yeah.
a weird connection you have with the person. It's like you barely know them, or it's not like that at all, or you don't know them, and you're just like, What was
It's
the
never,
name?
yeah, it's never
That's
with
the
someone you
more that
actually know.
level.
Okay, well, thank you so much for answering this question. It's just been great. We will definitely do a part 2 if you guys are up for it.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my god,
We
this
are.
has been wild.
I'm so down. Sorry about this, guys.
I'm sure your viewers are gonna love this.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for coming and doing this video with me. I really appreciate you, and I love you all so much.
Okay, so I just finished talking to my girlfriends, and while that was wild, we were talking for like 2 hours again. I don't know how these conversations go like to 2 hours, but they were so good. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know if you have any other ideas for any other videos. Let me know if you actually enjoy these type of videos, because I'm happy to do part 2, because I still have more questions to ask these guys and girls. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure you give this video a big thumbs up, click that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.